Okay, you're scrolling YouTube looking for an artist to follow, and you've landed on my channel and you're wondering, can I learn anything from this broad? So, in 10 seconds or less, I'm going to tell you how I work. I work from reference photos and I try to get my brain to understand what is going on in the picture, and then I try to sketch it. Because if my brain understands what I'm looking at, I have a better chance of getting my hand to do what I want it to do in the drawing. So um, that's that's the way I work, and in my videos you'll hear me explaining the picture and breaking it down and stuff like that. Not because I think you're three, it's because sometimes the resolution of the reference photo isn't that great, and I've been staring at it on my computer for the last week, and I understand the nuances and, the shading and angles and light differences and pigment and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I tend to, explain these things while I'm doing my sketching video. Even though some parts that I talk about might be obvious. But anyway, nothing is ever obvious to me. So to back up a little bit, I want to tell you that to be honest with you, a long time ago, I don't know, it really wasn't all that long ago, a couple of years, I wanted to learn how to draw. Okay, I wanted to do something new and challenging for my brain. Both my parents were completely with it right up until the day they died, and having that, that brain health, I feel, was the biggest gift that they gave me and my siblings, because it was just, I don't know, so much easier to care for them and stuff like that. So in thinking about my own aging process and my own brain health, I know how critical it is to continue challenging yourself and learning new things and blah blah blah. So I didn't want to learn another language and all that kind of stuff. I thought I want to figure out how to draw. So I went to YouTube, which is where you are right now, and I would find somebody who I would think, okay, this is great, I want to learn how to draw a bird and stuff like that. And the first thing that they would say is, draw a circle. But I can't draw a circle. So there would be all this anxiety and frustration about, forget about having a sketch. I couldn't even start the sketch. It was awful. So then I thought, okay, well, there's going to be other methods of teaching out there. So I would find another channel, and I would, try that person, and it would be the same thing. Draw a circle. And this went on for months, and I can't tell you how upset and frustrated I was, because first of all, I wasn't finding any information that was useful, and I really thought there's something completely wrong with, I know there's all sorts of things wrong with me, but all I want to do is sketch a bird. Why can't I figure this out? So literally it was 6 months into this, and I found, okay, and then so one day I found this artist, and I really liked her work. It was, wasn't very detailed, but there was good proportions, and her sketch was beautiful. Actually, she was a painter and stuff like that. So I thought, this is gonna be the ticket for me. And I was super excited, and don't you know, I clicked on her video, and she's showing her finished product and stuff, and she's gonna explain her process, how she was able to sketch out this bird first and then paint it. And I swear to God, her next sentence was, draw a circle. And I burst into tears. I shut down my laptop, and it was that was like the final straw. I thought I was just so upset. I had to leave the house. It took me a long time to calm down. So I don't know how long it took, but the point is that I realized I had to figure this out on my own. There wasn't going to be anything on YouTube that I could find that was going to help me. The end. So a couple days went by and I got out my bird book. It's a very old bird book with these very small paintings of the birds and stuff like that. I wanted to do a little chickadee, blah, blah, blah. Go to that page, have my scrap paper, and I'm looking at this little painting and I thought, I have to figure this out in a way that works for me. And in looking at this little chickadee, I thought, all I'm going to draw is the forehead. And I did a little line on the page that was the forehead. And then I thought, okay, the next thing I'm going to do is draw the top of the head. And I did another little line that was the top of the head. And in 20 minutes, I had sketched the entire bird. I had done more work in 20 minutes than I had in the previous 6 months. I was over the moon happy. I thought, oh my God, I've broken the code. This is something that, it was this massive discovery. It was something that worked. It was a methodology that worked for my brain. And I was on my way. I couldn't believe it. And what I realized is that I have to understand what I'm looking at. And when I have that level of understanding, getting my hand to do it is a completely different thing. But understanding what I'm looking at, understanding how it's put together was a massive leap forward in getting me to do my sketch. So I was super happy and on my way. And I don't know how much time went by, but one day I thought, oh my God, what if there is one other person out there who's like me and just getting so frustrated and so upset with every single video that they click where the artist says, break it down into shapes, draw a circle. And I thought, like, really, am I truly the only one on the planet who has to learn to sketch the way I do, the way I've taught myself? And like, I know I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority in like all sorts of things. But I thought maybe I could help one other person realize that they're not crazy if they can't follow these other instructions. So that's the way I work. That's the way I work. You will never hear me say, draw a circle or break it down into shapes, because if you do hear me say that, you know that aliens have overtaken my body and somebody else is running the channel, because I can't work that way. So if any of this resonates with you, then stick around and have a look at my older work, and you'll hear me talking about, just shadow and just like basic stuff, because honestly, that's the way I have had to understand things in my own brain before I can start the work. And if that shape thing works for you, I'm so happy for you, because there are tons of artists on YouTube who teach that way. So you'll have no trouble finding someone who you can follow. But I'd love it if you stuck around anyway. Okay, so that is the methodology behind any of my videos. And as I develop as an artist, I am seeing more in the photos. I'm referring more to larger concepts, and that's kind of like the growth throughout my channel. But trust me when I say that I started at ground zero, okay? And it's just been a process. So I don't know, I'd love it if you kept me company. All right. And I'm Elaine. So see you later.